Yeah, you have to pick up each piece, which is also irradiated. So I know this from experience, by the way. We set up a tower, and it said it uses carbon dioxide for coolant. So I just thought it would be fine with carbon dioxide barrels, right?
Yeah.
Apparently not. You had to have another whole cooling tower that I didn't know about. So basically, it blew up while I was trying to connect the power to our base. And then
Nice.
it spawned these blazes that shoot lasers and like kill you instantly. Basically,
Oh my god.
they two-tap you, but like they leave you at 10 HP, so you're not having any luck if you see them.
Yeah, it sounds like fucking the nightmare.
Yeah, then there's this weird boss. I only found out about it because it spawned, and it was strange. It's funny, this mod pack has like random people called bandits that have like guns that can shoot at people. So you might be shot by an NPC.
That's
But,
lovely.
But yeah, so the HBM, there's like this dude. So basically every hour it has a like 20% chance to do a check. No, it does a check, but every 20% you might have an opportunity to summon a boss if you are radiated and underground. So if you have radiation on you and you're underground, it does a check. If it seems like you're within all the checks, it summons a boss, and he shoots like laser things at you, and he's pretty difficult. You have to kill him with weapons, otherwise you just die instantly.
Damn.
And he explodes everything.
That's fucking nuts.
It's a really cool mod though, because like one of the secret shotguns that you get, right?
Yeah.
If you use the secret bullet set you can craft in the secret shotgun, which is like 30 rounds, it does like 30 damage per hit as well. It summons a boat and it crushes you.
Really?
Yeah, it just summons like boats that crush you.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
And then, yeah.
I always like doing that shit. Like, I kind of be down to do like a fucking server war with just like advancing in technology and shit, and trying to get the most resources and trying to compete as well, trying to expand land and all that shit. Like, just doing everything by the books.
Another part of the mod I forgot to tell you about is there's meteorites that strike the Earth. So like they're pretty common, right? Like they're everywhere because it's also a space mod, right?
Yeah.
So it's space and they're not the same one, but they go together really well. Like they're made for each other.
Yeah.
So basically, there's meteorites that spawn around the map, and they can have either good loot in them, or they can just be basically meteorite blocks. So the broken meteorite blocks, they give you fragments which you can combine into a block and make swords out of the meteorite ingots and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or you can make armor, I think. I'm not too sure, I don't remember.
It's fucking nuts.
But there's a lot of just cool stuff you can do with meteorite. And then, but the thing is, you need 100 of those fragments unless you find a block. And the meteorite block is pretty good reward, but you only need like one of them or two of them. You don't need like 90. So it's kind of a meh reward once you're mid-game.
Oh, I gotcha.
But there's another meteor. So there's like 20 different versions of this meteor, right? There's
Yeah.
small ones, there's large ones. They vary in size and they vary in what's in them and what they have, right? So like some of them have cobalt in them, which is a good ore for the game. And then some of them have star metal, which is like the rare ore I was talking about. Like I've only found like 4 star metal, and that's because we found a meteorite, and it was basically the luckier meteorites that you can find.
Okay.
But some of them have the one that we found was they called meteorite treasure blocks. If you mine them, they drop like some random items. Could be ore, could be MREs, could be healing items, could be whatever, right?
MREs?
Yeah, they drop I think MREs. And they're kind of shit. The MREs in this game are kind of shit, but
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know, it's still food. You need food constantly unless you have a farm, so it's pretty alright. But there's like electric arc furnaces too and stuff, which is dope. But the meteorite that we found had treasure blocks all on the outside, and it was a big one, right? So we got
Yeah.
like 24 treasure blocks from them. And then in the inside, it had radioactive waste, and so it spilled out, and it like doesn't let you move, and it irradiates you. So luckily we had good armor, but if you don't have good armor, you just get stuck in it, and then you can't move, and it slowly poisons you until you die.
That's crazy.
But like, it's really funny.
That's wild.
Then there's a helicopter that you can make, like a hunting helicopter, but you have to make a whole new like resource and make a whole thing out of it, so it's kind of costly. But the meteorites, the radioactive stuff that fell out, it touched a cow and turned it into a mushroom cow.
Really?
Yeah, the radioactive waste turns cows into mushrooms.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, so it irradiates them. And then, yeah, you can go to the moon, which isn't called moon. It's like MUN or something like that. Yeah. But then there's, you know what's the coolest thing? Is because it's a tech mod. You know those, like, I forget what it's called. You know those, like, cages that go around the sun that are just solar panels, and they, like, harvest the solar panel or the solar power from the sun? You can make one of those in here.
Really?
It's a Dyson sphere. The Dyson sphere, there's, like, you can... So basically how it works is you need a lot, and I mean a lot, of, what is it? You need a lot of the satellites that orbit the sun, because they constantly burn out, right? Because they're by the sun. And so what they do is you need this machine that can send them out. It's like one of those spinner ones that can launch into the sun or into space by just centrifugal force instead of propellant. But they basically launch these satellites that you make at the sun, and you have to do it constantly, but they provide you with a shit ton of power. And if you launch enough, they like get more and more defined because there's more of them, so it's like straighter and straighter lines.
Huh.
But it's super cool because like you can make lasers that just shoot through shit with them with all the energy.
That's
But
pretty
yeah,
cool.
like there's nukes in this and stuff.
Oh my god, we
but-
have nuclear warfare.
The funny thing is, I have a clip of where we got done with the other server we were in, and it's really funny because we raided somebody, blew it up without nukes. We just blew it up by our hands, and we took all their machines because they were a little bit farther progressed than we were, so we wanted everything that they had. And in return, we we put radioactive waste barrels down and like diesel barrels, and they all blew up when I threw a grenade at them, and so it just made their entire property toxic. And they thought we convinced them that somebody else did it, so most of the game we teamed up and we tried to attack the other dude that we hated. Everybody in the server hated, because what happened was, since they were using a cracked server, meaning anybody that uses like the pirated version of Minecraft could join.
Really?
Yeah, the only issue with that is because they don't check if you actually own an account. If you just change your name to someone that owns an account, it doesn't check for it, right? So you could just have someone sign into your account without you knowing if they wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So there's this other mod that they had where it's a login thing, and so you had to register a password and sign up every now and then, like basically make a password, sign in with it, so they wouldn't know your password and they couldn't move, right?
Yeah.
But like it was really funny because everyone hated him because he kept trying to do that, but it wasn't working because the owner made it where you spawned at spawn until you type the password, and then you would teleport back to your base, so no one can gather your cords from just signing in as you.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, spawn, somebody nuked it, right? So
my
any
God.
new spawns would get irradiated before they can get out, and they had to make a bed before they died. Otherwise, they would just get radiation poisoning and die nonstop. And so they finally de-radiated spawn, and then I nuked it like 8 more times and made a crater in the ground so you couldn't get out as easy, and it was more radioactive.
That's funny.
And yeah, it was really sick.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dope. I'm like, damn. You do all that shit in that game?
Yeah, dude, it was sick. After we kind of got done with the mod because there's a dupe that somebody found, and so they're just duping everything.
Oh, okay.
So we got tired of the server, especially because the people that found the dupe were asking us for resources to dupe, and it's like, dude, you have a dupe, just dupe up to it. And so we used nukes that they duped, and we blew up their base. It was
Wow.
mainly our base because apparently the other ones didn't have enough fuel to send off. But like we had like 12 missiles lined up and 6 of them hit our property and killed them all. The only thing is that there was gravestones, so none of the loot despawned, but still.
That's one way. That's one way. That's one way.
But yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, that sounds dope, man. I'm gonna be down to do it.
The other like randomly thing, like so it's nuclear war is kind of like the entire point, right?
Yeah.
So another point of the thing is that like you have to make chips, and you know like you need I don't know what else to call them, but chips and motherboards and whatever else, right?
Yeah.
So you need all that to make the machines. That's why it's kind of hard to progress, is because like they require a lot of good shit that you can't easily make. And or even like the soldering machine, that one you need like solvent and some other stuff. But there's another one to get a higher space chip to like fly to different higher grade planets, right?
Yeah.
You need to go into the vacuum of space and solder it up there just to get a chip to come back down so you can go to a different planet.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Crazy, dude. That's crazy to do all that shit.
It's like really interesting, but the thing is, me and Denny didn't know anything on how to play, so we looked up rockets to like get to his space, right?